Okay, so we've done a little bit of cloning tool, but this time we're going to do something slightly more advanced. We're going to take an image. I searched for the word field. We're going to take an image like this one here, and we're going to remove this tree from the field. Now, in the previous one, we just removed patches of dead grass, which is a very simple task to do. But in this case, we have a transition between grass, trees, and sky that we're going to have to recreate in order to pull this off. So let's copy our image. We'll head over to Photoshop, File, New, make sure we're set to clipboard, say OK, and paste. We're going to get our clone stamp tool, which is right here, looks like a stamp, and let's start with the horizon line. So just like we did before when we were using this tool, you hold down Option to sample where you're going to start from. You need to pull your sample from somewhere that is directly on the horizon. I'm going to choose right here. Now when I come over here to start painting, you'll see this preview that we have. So I want to line up that horizon line as much as I can before I start clicking and painting. So now I've got it lined up. I can click and just start some basic painting out of the tree. So I'm going to go ahead and take it that far. That looks pretty good to start with. Alright, so you can see the splotch here. We're going to have to blend this later. But there's a really quick start to this project. Now, one of the things I'm not happy with, see this tree here? There's an exact replica of that tree. I don't like that. So I'm going to take a sample over here where there's no tree, and get a smaller brush, sample that, and just paint out this little tree. So there we go. I like that a little bit better. Now we just need to do some cleanup work up here. We sampled that cloud and duplicated it there, which again, I'm not a big fan of that, so we're going to paint that out. So I'm going to sample over here, just paint out that tree. I'm going to undo that. We need to pull from as close to that area as we can to make it look natural. So I'll just start pulling streaks from other places and painting them into this picture to try to just try to get rid of that obvious blob that we've created on accident here. So start pulling some of this white in, and you know, this is trial and error stuff here, so just take your time and really, you know, practice doing it. So now we have some splotches here and here which we can get out with a tool called the smudge tool. Let's just find the smudge tool. There it is. It's underneath the sharpen tool, and it looks like a finger. Now this smudge tool, if used wrong, can really mess up your project. For example, like this. So I'm going to undo this. Where it can be used is if you draw absolutely tiny circles with it. We're talking so small that you're really just wiggling the mouse. You're not really moving it. What this will do is it'll blend all the pixels underneath that brush together. So we can use this. Whoops, again, that went too far, so I'm going to undo. We can use this to sort of blend out some of these edges in the sky that we've created. We can also use it with a smaller brush to create some more natural lines like were in the original sky. So again, trial and error, undo is your friend. So I'm just going to pull this brighter section of the sky right across and maybe off the screen, just to try to make it look like, you know, there was a stripe of cloud that followed through here like this. Alright, so there's that. Now one thing I've noticed is that this tree and this tree here, there's like a ghost of an old tree. So we're going to need to get back our clone tool and fix those two areas. So I'm going to hold down Option. I'm going to sample this here, and we'll just paint out that little section right there, and we need to fix this one as well. So I'm going to sample right here next to it, and we'll just fix that tiny little section, and as well as this grass line. So I'm going to sample the grass line here and just paint out this tiny little section. And this image is looking pretty acceptable to me. And just to remind you what this looked like when we first started, if I repaste the image in, here's the original image, and here's us getting rid of it. So there's a slightly more advanced version of cloning. Again, this can be used to remove people, objects, all kinds of things. So give it a try yourself, and good luck.